In this video, I'm going to demonstrate how to make this part. It has three features: a revolved boss, a loft, and then a circular pattern of the loft. So I'm going to start a new inch document. Then I'm going to tell I want to make a revolved base. I'll expand my feature tree, and I'm going to start in the front plane. I'll use mouse gestures to activate line. I'll come over here, and I'll draw what will later be my center line. I'll click to create it, move off, and double click to stop creating. I'm just going to zoom in and out a bit to recenter this. Then I'm going to come down here, create my shape. Again, I'm not worrying about sizes, I'm just worrying about the basic shape. So I have my closed figure. I'm going to push escape. I'll select this entity, make it construction geometry. Once again, I'll use mouse gestures to activate line. So dimension this one 5 inches, it'll rescale the part. This is 1 inch. From here to here is 3/4. So this line is 1.5 inches. Notice I don't have to keep selecting the center line because I've selected it once. It sees I want the radius dimension, and it'll stay that way until I push escape to stop it. Then I'll select this entity, move down, click to place it. This is 3.5. My sketch is fully defined. I'm just going to move over here and I'll right click. I'll exit the sketch. Because there's only one center line, it assumes I want to revolve around that, and I want a 360-degree revolve. So I'll say OK, and I'll fit the geometry to the screen. So next I want to sketch on this face. I'm going to select it, tell it to sketch. I'll look normal too. With that face selected, I'm going to convert the entities. It converted this outside edge, so I'm going to go back to convert entities again. I need this circular edge converted as well. I'll right click to accept that. Then I'm going to use mouse gestures and activate line. And I'm going to create a line from the origin straight down to this edge and push escape. Select this line. Again, I'm going to make a construction geometry, and I'm going to select it one more time. I'm going to use offset to create the other two lines. So activate offset. I'm going to tell it to go in both directions and to add a dimension, and that the offset amount is 1/2 inch each way. I'll say OK, and there's my sketch. To finish it off, I'll use trim entities. So I'll say trim. I'll use the power trim. Remember, for power trim, we just click and hold, drag through what we don't want. I'm going to release my mouse because I don't want to remove the center line because that'll break its relationship back to the origin. So again, over here, I'll click and hold and drag through that line. My sketch is fully defined and complete. I'll right click and I'll exit the sketch. Next, I'll select this face until I want to sketch on that face. It's still selected. I'll convert the entities again. And one more time, I'll activate convert to entities and select this inner circle. Right click to accept that. And I'll use mouse gestures to activate line. So I want to make it coincident. Basically, I want to make a line collinear with the previous sketch. So I've got that coincidence relationship. I'll click to accept it. I'll move straight up so I get a vertical line. Add coincidence to the circle, move off, and double click. So I'm still creating lines, but it's not connected. Do the same thing on this side. Grab that endpoint, move up. Make sure I have the proper relationship. So I have coincident and vertical. Click to accept that and push escape. So again, back into trim, power trim, and I'll trim out that. That's the shape I want. I'll right click and I'll exit the sketch. I'm going to go to the isometric view. I want to use these two sketches to make my loft. So first, I don't want anything selected. I'm going to click here in white space so nothing's selected. I'll come up and select lofted boss. This time, to select my entities, I'm going to right click and I'm going to use the selection manager. So I have several options here. I can use the standard selection. I can select inside a region, select some connected or non-connected entities, select an open loop or closed loop. So first, I'll use the region. I'm going to click inside the region I want, and I'll right click to accept that. So it shows I've selected a region as the first loft profile. Now I've selected this region. I'm going to come out here, I'm going to right click in white space again and use the selection manager. This time I'm going to tell it to select a group of entities. This is handy because it allows me to select a portion of a sketch and not all of a sketch. So I'll select it and then I'll work my way around, selecting the 4 sketch entities I want. I'll right click to accept that, And we can see we have a twist. It's not a problem. I just need to drag this connector to this corner. So it looks good. I want to make sure it's correct. I'll right click and I'll show all connectors. Everything's good. I'll right click and I'll accept that. And the last thing I want to do with the loft selected, I'm going to come up to the ribbon and below linear pattern, I'll select the drop down arrow and I'm going to make a circular pattern. Because I had the loft selected, it assumes that's what I want to pattern. I'm going to make 4 instances of this 360 degrees equally spaced. And here for the direction, I'll just choose the internal diameter here, this face. The preview looks good. I'll right click to accept it. And now I've made my part. So I can save my work